15 or 20 or 25 years ago, we couldn't even have imagined the level of technological advancement that we've had. Things that we wish that we could accomplish, that we saw on TV or read in books, those things have come to life. One of those things is virtual reality and augmented reality. And it's being used in the trial to put the judge in the defendant's shoes.
He can't say that.
Sir, you can't
Is he
say
allowed
that.
to say
I'll
that?
say it louder.
Broward judge peered through a virtual reality headset.
These people are coming into his space, right?
And he's backing up.
And he's backing
so
up.
as not to be injured like his wife.
For an immersive experience, an artist designed to illustrate this defense expert's opinion.
As we back up and are being approached, and it's like a chest-to-chest encounter, no matter where you look.
That based on his review of depositions, a site visit, and sworn witness statements to police.
Now this is where the vase was broken from the chair that had been thrown previous.
And this is actually a photograph from one of the videos, right?
Yes, that's correct. And there's the names.
And the purpose of putting in this photograph is to show what connection to this animation.
That's correct.
Miguel Abisu, the Southwest Branch's wedding venue owner, facing 9 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for waving a gun at guests last year.
This is when he pulls the gun out, when he's backed up against the bar.
Did so in self-defense, he testified.
Standing right in his personal space, he still has not brought out his gun.
That is correct.
Placing the judge and the defendant's shoes.
Physical size difference, the age difference, and then he's grabbed.
Viewing the incident through Albisu's point of view.
I thought this was super interesting, but I didn't catch the article at the time that it was published to know the full details of the case. But from what I could glean from this video, there was a guy, he's a venue owner. At some point there's an altercation. He's backed up against the wall. There's people approaching him. And in that altercation, he ends up pulling out a gun. Now he's on trial, and the judge is able to see things from his point of view. What did it look like for this guy? He's in the venue that he owns. There's a party of people that get upset at him. He's backed up against the wall, and somebody grabs him. At that point, he pulls out a weapon to defend himself. Because I don't know the full articles of the story, I don't know if the weapon was discharged or if it was just brandished. But what's important here is that the judge is able to put himself in the defendant's shoes. The judge is able to see things from his perspective. But there's something that's not able to be accounted for, even though we have all of this technology that we developed, including this virtual reality headset. The guy is backed up against the wall. He's smaller than the people that are approaching him. He's older than the people that are approaching him. But the one thing that the virtual reality can account for is what he actually felt in that moment. The judge can put on a headset. He can look at all of the physical details, but he can't understand the emotional impact that would have on the guy. I'm a supporter of Second Amendment rights. I don't know that this guy took the situation further than where it needed to go, or if he didn't. Maybe he just brandished a firearm in a public space. Even though he owned the space, it is a public space, quote unquote. Maybe that was the full extent of what he did. I don't know. But just the fact that the judge can put himself in the defendant's situation and get a glimpse at what the situation would have been like, we couldn't imagine this 20 or 25 or 30 years ago. Yeah, we could have imagined it, but we didn't think that it was actually going to be a reality. We thought this just be something that we end up seeing way down the line, like flying cars, which we still don't have. We never thought that the judge would be able to sit in a trial, put on a headset, and walk a mile in that guy's shoes. Yes, the judge has to apply his own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to the situation and understand how he would have felt, because he can't account for how that guy actually felt. But we said he's smaller and he's older than all of the people that were approaching him. So here we have an article from Forbes about the trial. I jumped ahead of the required reading a little bit, but it's all stuff we already talked about. I wanted to talk specifically about this part right here. It says, the power of VR extends beyond traditional evidence presentation. Judge S emphasizes that viewers don't just observe a story, they live it. This immersive quality, while powerful, presents unique challenges. The emotional impact of VR experiences could potentially overshadow factual evidence, and different viewing angles could lead to inconsistent interpretations among jurors. So we already talked about the emotional impact. You could put on a headset, but you may or may not feel the fear that that person felt in that exact moment. You may feel like, it's a couple people approaching. I will or I will not brandish a weapon. It's just like watching a movie or playing Grand Theft Auto. You're not directly impacted, so you're not going to feel the exact same thing that the people that are participating in that would feel, right? Another thing that I wanted to highlight is Judge S also raises concern about the implementation of VR in courtrooms, raising questions about accuracy and verification. How do we ensure the data used to create these environments is complete and untampered with? What expertise is needed to verify the accuracy of a VR recreation? These challenges extend to cybersecurity vulnerabilities and the need for sophisticated authentication protocols. When these VR scenarios are recreated, how do we know that this is exactly how it plays out? We saw a video of the guy, he was backed up into the wall, right? But what about scenarios where you can't present that type of evidence, when you only have hearsay? What I said, what you said, and the truth. What happens in those instances? Whose recount of the situation do we use to build our VR model that we're going to show to the judge? As interesting as this is, there's still a lot of holes that have to be worked out to make this a viable piece of evidence in future trials. But it is interesting. I do like it. And I'm excited for where technology is going to go after this, how much more this is going to be developed, 5, 10, 20 years down the road. If you like the video, subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. And if you have thoughts about this trial or VR in general and its use in the criminal justice system, let me know. This is the place for discourse. Till next time. Peace.